students, welcome back to chemistry class. In the previous class we have discussed the chemical properties of the metals, and today we will continue with the remaining properties. And last class we have discussed reaction of metals with oxygen and reaction of metals with the water. There we have concluded that most of the metals reacts with the oxygen to produce metal oxides, and some metals reacts with water to produce metal hydroxides. There you have seen the reactivity series, how they are reacts according to the nature, according to the particular nature of the elements. Okay, and there we have concluded metal oxides are basic in nature. Metal oxides are basic in nature. Metal oxides are basic in nature. Why? Because they produce hydroxides when reacts with water. Okay. And what about non-metals? What about non-metals? Non-metals are, non-metal oxides. Non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Why they are acidic? If you take any non-metals, okay, if you take sulfur, what is oxide of sulfur? Sulfur plus oxygen give sulfur dioxide gas. Take the sulfur dioxide gas, this is a non-metal oxide gas, and make them to react with the water. The product is sulfurous acid. H2SO3 is called sulfurous, not sulfuric. It is sulfurous acid. So generally you can say non-metal oxides like sulfur dioxide or carbon dioxide, etc. reacts with water and produce sulfurous acid. So you can say that they are acidic because they produce the acid. If you use carbon dioxide, it's a non-metal oxide, make them to react with water, you will get carbonic acid. H2CO3 is carbonic acid. Okay, you can see that in both the cases you can see that corresponding acid is formed. Okay, in the earlier case bases are formed, but in the case of non-metals acids are formed. So generally you can say non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. They react with the water and produce the acids. Okay. Okay students, I will show you a simple example. What is rust? Rust is formed, iron reacts with the oxygen and water, right? Yes, you will get a Fe2O3. This is the rust. The nature of rust is, yes, the nature of rust is yes, basic. Here this is a metal oxide. Metal oxides are basic. If you take the rust in a test tube, okay, and if you add water, okay, if you add water, here rust, what happens? You will get a base which can be tested by using a red litmus paper. The red litmus paper turns into blue. Right? This activity is there in your textbook. And student, I will show you one more activity, that the copper. What happens to copper? Copper, when they reacts with the oxygen, water and carbon dioxide. Children, you might be seeing this reaction in your home. Okay, the copper vessels may tarnish into green color. Why they turned green color? Because the copper reacts with the atmospheric oxygen, water content and carbon dioxide gas. This copper converted into copper hydroxide and what? Copper carbonate. This is the reason of green color. This is the reason of green color. Okay, and this is very, very important activity which is there in your textbook. Okay, that also you have to remember. Okay, and today we are moving on to the next chemical property, that is the third chemical property, that is reaction of metals with acid. Reaction of metals with acids. If you take a metal like zinc, okay, or if you take a metal like magnesium, what happens? This magnesium reacts with any acid. If you take hydrochloric acid, it is HCl. So the product is always magnesium chloride plus hydrogen. Hydrogen is a gas. Or if you take zinc, allow them to react with sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, sulfuric acid. You will get zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. If you take any other metal like calcium, allow them to react with the hydrochloric acid, you will get calcium chloride plus hydrogen. Look at here. Here you can see a common salt, the corresponding metal salt, and what is common? A hydrogen gas is common. Okay, this can be understood by using a simple experiment. So, okay, the experiment will tell you how to produce those compounds. Okay, this activity will help you what happens when a metal reacts with the acid. Okay, for that here I will show you a simple apparatus. Okay, in a test tube you have to fill with 5 ml of sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid, and you collect 20 ml of soap solution in a beaker. Add zinc granules, zinc metal into the test tube. Okay, inside the test tube you can see it is dilute sulfuric acid and zinc, both will react. And a gas passes through a discharge tube and you can see the bubbles are formed. If you keep a burnt matchstick, you can hear a pop sound. A sound is produced because the zinc and sulfuric acid reacts and produce what? Yes, hydrogen gas. The pop sound indicates the presence of hydrogen gas. So zinc plus dilute sulfuric acid gives zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. That is why a pop sound is produced. So generally you can say metal reacts with acids to produce hydrogen gas. Okay, and now let us move to the next activity. That is here what happens if you add a base into acid. Okay, this is what we are going to start in this activity, reaction of metals with the bases. So which is the most important base? Sodium hydroxide. Add a few pellets of sodium hydroxide and make a solution. 5 ml of water you add and make a solution, and add aluminium foil into it. Okay, so after some times you observe, you can see a hydrogen gas is observed. The same pop sound is produced if you keep a burned matchstick over there. Okay, can you see? Yes, a burned matchstick if you keep nearby the test tube, hydrogen gas is being produced. That is because aluminium reacts with the sodium hydroxide base and produce sodium aluminate, okay, along with hydrogen gas. Okay, generally metals reacts with bases to produce hydrogen gas. Okay.